Welcome back to Girls Rewatch,
a podcast about girls,
TV, and girls on TV.
I'm Amelia Ritthaler.
And I'm Evan Lazarus, and today we're doing Season 2, Episode 6,
The Matrix.
This is a fun one.
This is a fun one because if there's one thing that's true about me and you, we're deeply addicted to the blue light.
I'm addicted to A and B plot, and this one delivers.
The A and B plot of this episode, girl. Take us there.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
I know. Wait, how are you today, though, before we dive in?
Good. I did upset a girl named Bling Bling last night, but she did forgive me because I actually heard this girl in two different unique ways. Type number one, we were at a karaoke party. I didn't see her sitting on the couch because she's wearing all black and she like truly faded into the couch.
What the hell?
And she's singing like in a really meek way where like you couldn't actually audibly hear her over the background music.
She was singing in a meek way and wearing all black on a couch so that she disappeared.
She truly disappeared. So I grabbed the microphone and started singing the song because everyone around me was like, "Go up there. There's no one up there." Bling Bling's on stage. No one sees her.
Bling Bling. Who the hell is Bling Bling?
That's her name.
Was this a karaoke bar?
It was a karaoke party at a bar.
Gotcha.
So then I started singing "Young and Beautiful" by Lana Del Rey, and then her pseudo boyfriend came up and go, "Let her sing. No one can hear her." I turn around, to my surprise, there's a girl in all black sitting on the couch.
Evan, that is
But
crazy.
then I get off stage, I'm laughing with my friends. Bling Bling opens her giant heart to me. She stands up, she grabs the other microphone, she gestures to me.
Duet.
We hold each other and we sing a duet. It's a beautiful moment.
My God, put that on the Christmas card.
I'm like, that truly shows like how kind people can be in New York
and
City.
that's the third character of
But
New York coming in.
Unfortunately, as I did leave through the front door, it opened externally. So she was standing kind of behind the front door. There was no way for me to know. And I slammed the door open.
You doored Bling Bling after connecting for duet karaoke.
I slammed the door into Bling Bling.
Evan.
I go, girl, I'm your worst nightmare tonight.
Oh my God. She has so much to journal about today.
I know. Well, I'm like, at least I'm giving Bling Bling plot to her life.
At least she's getting A and B.
I'm glad she had a demon twink against her that night.
You went demon twinkle. You know what?
I didn't mean to hurt her.
I was sitting with three friends at the bar last night, and I asked them the question, "Have I ever hurt your feelings?"
You're like, you asked the question, "Girl, what girl are you?"
I said, "Wait, have I ever hurt your guys' feelings?" And all of them immediately were like, "Yes."
You asked them the question, Janet Jackson or Michael Bublé? Who would you rather go down on you? Okay, so you hurt their feelings.
I didn't know that
Did they explain why, or they just said yes?
They were like, "We don't have to get into it." And I'm like, I'm so honest, and I forget other people don't find honesty kind.
Did I hurt your feelings to hear?
Yes.
So they hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They said
hurt people.
They said maybe you don't know how to be kind.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they didn't.
I wasn't there. I know that's not what happened.
Anyways, wait, we're getting a text. Maybe the guest is here. Nope, it's my brother Jake, who's never texted me.
We're getting a text. I'm like, I don't want Jake texting me.
I haven't heard from Jake in about 4 years.
We're now filming on my iPhone, so like it's especially hard not to like have my blue screen near my face.
Which brings us into the plot summary of this episode. Are you ready?
Summarize away, girl.
Abby and Alana are on the internet. They are searching, whatever. They forget they're in the same room. They FaceTime each other, and then they find out they're on the same couch, and they're like, we've got to unplug. We've got to live in the analog world. They have to go to a dog wedding that Lincoln's in, and John Early's in this episode, and also Janine Garofalo comes back. Shout out.
With hair extensions.
With hair extensions this time. Maybe it was the first time, too. Anyways, Abby and Alana go to Prospect Park. They rollerblade. They're really trying to connect with nature. They're leaving their phones at home. Abby falls into a pit, and then Alana tries to go find the dog wedding to like get the people to help, and then she eventually does. Abby gets so high in the pit and like kind of loses her mind, and then the dog wedding happens. There's like Elliot Glazer, Alana's older brother, and like John Early are like the dogs getting married. Their dogs are getting married, but there's like tension between them two, and then Janine Garofalo officiates, and happily ever after.
And that's what you missed on Glee.
She finds them. They all go searching for Abby. They find her. She's completely high. She's wearing Alana's backpack as a diaper.
High. She's wearing Alana's backpack as a diaper.
And then she gets carried out on a stretcher. But first, they use the rings on her toe for the wedding.
Yes.
Love it.
Love it. Okay,
So,
we'll be right back with our guests.
Well, for you, it's no time at all. But for us, it could be a while.
Cross Dissolve joining us on the couch today. We're so excited to have her. Please freak out right now for Millie Tamarez.
Hi. Wow, I'm glad to finally be in the gauntlet. I know you guys asked me. I do have to say, you guys asked me a long time ago.
Did.
I said, I'm not leaving my house for Lena Dunham. Because it was like early. It wasn't like early. It wasn't April 2020, but it was like 2021. Like it was still testy in the pandemic. And I'm like, I'm not leaving. Like, I'm like, I'll talk about Lena Dunham virtually, but I'm not leaving my house.
Which is really valid. It is. But Broad City, you're ready to rock and roll.
Broad City and like, okay, I don't know if you guys have like compared the two, but I really... Because as a millennial complimentary, parentheses complimentary, I know that y'all may think it's derogatory, Evan.
That's Evan's whole thing.
Evan calls me a derogatory millennial, a slur. The first time, like, I actually met him, he was like, that's so millennial of you. And I'm like, oh. Meanwhile, the whole brand is based off millennial women. Look at that.
I know. I'm like, our whole thing is on the backs of millennial women.
Listen, little gay Gen Z boy. Okay, you would have no culture without millennial women. Okay?
Thank God you're here.
Thank God I'm here to set you straight. But anyway, I feel like so many people are like, girls, girls, girls. And like, I can see it as art. It just never spoke to me. For many racial reasons, but also, I think I read this essay and it was like, they're just so mean to their friends. Yeah. And I think that, and like, that's kind of the thing of like, they're all bad people and like women are flawed and all that stuff. But something that I liked about Broad City, and you know, I don't know much about Abby and Alana's like background, but I feel like being working class or middle class or whatever, like, especially like, me and like how I grew up, my mom, the family business was like doing hair and stuff. It was like, and just Caribbean too, like it's all about your friends and your friends association. And even in high school and stuff, like people in my class, like I didn't even know them, but they would be working at Taco Bell and I'd buy one taco and I'd leave with a tray full of stuff. Like you get hooked up, like, you know, they fuck with you, you fuck with them. Like it's all community and your friends. And especially like living in New York away from your family, like your friends are it. And I just never, like, I feel like girls is like, they're like so mean to each other. Where at Broad City, it's like kind of a celebration of like, here are all my random friends and we're going on all these stupid adventures and we love each other. And like the baseline is love. And then we're able to like explore the thing.
Like Marnie would never give Hannah a Crunchwrap Supreme for free.
No, they would like call it out and whatever. Meanwhile, they're like so rich, like both of their families or whatever have money, and like it's so like weird. And I'm just like, nah, man.
Well, you're like a famous UCB head too.
I mean, no.
Evan is being read to vote today.
I mean, wrong. Well, I feel like I definitely, and that's also why Abby and Alana have this special place, because I feel like to thrive at UCB, especially like when I was coming up in comedy, you had to be this very specific way, especially as a woman and especially as a woman of color. You had to kind of like be in the background or be malleable and all this stuff. And like, I feel, and like, they had to see how you fit into their shit. And I feel like the powers that be, and it was like a huge chip or something, not a chip, but like, it was like, they didn't really see me or fuck with me, or like, they saw what I was doing and they all like, cause I got failed, like, because you go to 401 and then you get into the advanced study program.
Right.
And like, they failed me 3 times. Like,
oh my god.
yes,
my.
like, and I'm just like, no, I know what these concepts are, and I know I'm slaying, and I have an indie group of women of color comedians, and or like indie improv group that's all women of color, and we're slaying, and we're doing things, and I know I get this. You guys just don't see me, and like I've had so many encounters where it was like, and because of how it was, and also because of how things were formulated then, and also like there was all these things, and UCB kind of thrived on that of like, if we don't think you're funny, you're not gonna make it in comedy.
Right.
So like this whole system thing. So Abby and Alana were 2 people who famously never made a house team.
Right.
They never got, but they still made it. And it was like, oh yeah, like I actually don't have to like try to be this thing or just do, because a lot of people, I mean, if you go to UCB people, like there's a ton of people who just kept trying out, kept auditioning, kept like taking in all the notes, reformulating, doubling down, taking more classes. But after a few times, like I'm just like, it took me longer than like I would like to admit, but I was just like, oh, fuck you guys. Like, actually, fuck you. I am funny. I'm going to keep doing this. Like, whatever. Abby and Alana, like they're the people who, they didn't need this shit, and I don't need this shit either. And then, yeah, like as it crashed and burned and then came back and all this stuff, like there's all these people who I feel like continue to double down and continue to go, and they like didn't know how to like be themselves or craft their own thing outside the system. Yeah. It's like Alphaba. Sorry, I knocked over. It's like Alphaba and Glinda and all that stuff. It's like
they're Alphaba.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
Glinda.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of people like that where it's like, it's actually scary. If someone says you're not funny and you're this and you're that or whatever, like, it's some people may think like the harder thing is, or the braver thing is to be like, well, I'm going to prove you wrong and I'm going to show you like that I can be all these things that you say. But like another thing is like, well, actually, I don't give a fuck what you say. I'm going to still do it. And like, just watch me. And it's scarier to like kind of be on your own, figuring it out step by step versus like, well, I just have to make myself into what this system and continue to go on in this system.
Totally. I remember like I did UCB before COVID, just like 2 classes, and it was so just like there's people like hell bent on like rising through the structure, and then there's these people who take like 2 classes and are like, okay, I get the vibe, like now I'm gonna like do my solo show or like do like craft my own voice. And it's like I do think the structure they teach like is beneficial, and like
absolutely
I definitely like use it in my own whatever, but it is like so like Abby and Alana were constantly told by them like you're not funny enough.
Yeah.
And then you watch the show and you're like, they're so fucking funny.
Yeah, but then the people that they do think are funny and like elevated, I mean, for a long time were abused, like, or it's like
right.
whatever, or it was like dudes. Or, there was a whole thing too. It's so interesting now to think about comedy and femininity and all this stuff now, because now like I feel like before there was all these like threads and all these like Facebook posts and like the heyday of Facebook about like how you should dress to perform, and like if you're wearing a dress or if you're doing
right. Shannon O'Neill was like, you can't wear shorts on stage.
Yeah, like you shouldn't be distracting, or you should be a plain canvas in which and like that is just so antithetical to like now so many women and queer people are just dressing to the nines, like like kind of I feel like the pendulum swung to the other way where I'm like, and like, where it's like now like the pictures and the videos and the clips and the this and the that, and they look fucking great and their hair's done and I'm like, okay, I've fall victim to that too, and that's why I'm like not trying to say yes to things if I don't feel like I want to do my makeup. I'm like,
right.
am I gonna but then at the same time, I'm like, okay, girl, you could like spend 20 minutes less on your makeup and outfit and write a fucking joke. Like,
Amelia says this sentence to me every
I
single
say that
day.
every day because every day I'm doing full glam and I'm like, I could write a joke one day, but instead I'm wearing a mini skirt, like, or I'm like, I have to shave my head. It's like,
What?
I feel like, I feel like there's a happy medium where you're comfortable and confident, but also like you're writing a fucking joke. But also, who cares? Like, whatever. There are people who don't write
I
jokes. There's
refuse
like,
to write a joke. I want to do glam. God forbid.
well, yeah.
if
Well,
there's one thing we're gonna do, it's glam our way to the top.
I mean,
we should do improv.
it works. It works for some people.
Wait, okay, that was kind of a little bit of this, but what's your deal?
No, I'm like, we don't even have to even get that deep into the question.
I know, but like, where are you from? Like, what's the quick background for folks at home?
Yeah, I was born in New York, grew up in Hollywood, Florida.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, real
Tinseltown.
crazy. Yeah, I'm a Hollywood actress, Hollywood, Florida actress, which is like between Miami and Fort Lauderdale.
Got it.
Definitely like Miami Code. You know, I don't want to say like it's a suburb because it's definitely, I say it's like Yonkers. That's what I like to compare it. It's like,
well, Yonkers is a suburb.
but is it like there's downtown, there's the hood, there's this, there's that? Like,
Get lost
it
there.
has a lot of stuff. Yeah.
It does.
Oh, you get lost in Yonkers.
It's the third largest city in
New York, yeah.
Yeah.
Aren't they building?
Where'd
like,
you guys go to school?
I'm
Toronto.
from Westchester, so I
Okay.
grew up right outside Yonkers.
Okay. And you're from Toronto?
I grew up in Texas, went to college in Toronto.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Random.
Okay, then so grew up in Florida, went to college in California.
Okay,
Yeah, so
we,
it's like-
we were both like, let's try a different part of the hemisphere.
Yeah, and like get a completely different vibe. Get a completely different vibe and then get the fuck out of there. Although I feel like New York, Toronto is like not.
Toronto was my starter city because I was really afraid to move to New York because in Texas, everybody there is like, if you go to New York, you'll get raped and murdered on the first day.
I mean,
Wait,
that's
what
terrible.
hemisphere are you talking about?
I was like trying to think of the word continent.
Oh, yeah.
But
And I
you're
just
still in
went
the
for
same
hemisphere.
continent too.
Yeah,
Both
so
are wrong.
I
yeah.
just like, well, we're just gonna be loud and
Doesn't,
wrong.
Of course, matter, but it is.
Yeah, I mean,
interesting to
well,
think about.
girl, put the eyeliner down and pick up a book. Put the eyeliner down, pick up a book. Just one, anyone, just really.
A map?
A map.
You
a
don't
map.
like my
hurt.
sock curls?
Yeah, the sock curls are good. The sock curls are curling, but also sock curls. Those are overnight. You did it last night,
I
and you
did it
woke up
last
this morning.
night,
You
yeah.
unveiled. That's 5 minutes. You could have looked up where Toronto and New York is, and that Texas is in the same continent and hemisphere. But we're moving on. So I went to college in California. I went to college for sociology and Japanese, and I studied abroad in Japan.
What?
Yeah, I know. Crazy.
You're
Crazy.
Sean Japana.
Huh? What? Girl, put the sock curls
Put the
down.
microphone down.
Put the microphone down. See, this is why people make fun of white men when they just do podcasts and they don't learn anything. And I'm just gonna say, you know what? More power to you.
I called it the hemisphere.
You thought of the hemisphere. Yes, you did, Evan. Good job.
I meant to say,
They're like, why do we ask this bitch on this podcast? She don't even like Lena Dunham. She's roasting us to filth. Lord, okay, and then what else do you want me to? Oh, so that I started studying abroad in Japan. So after college, I did Peace Corps, which
What?
is AmeriCorps in.
everything
or
you
I
said
did a
is
music-
shocking.
Did you teach
No,
for America?
no, yeah, something like that. No, I didn't do Peace Corps. I did AmeriCorps, which is like Peace Corps in
Right.
America. So they send you to the hood. So I did Patterson, New Jersey. Whoop whoop. And that's a whole. That's a
I buy my
whole
tzatziki
nother-
from there.
It's good. Listen, honestly, it's fucking rad. It's fucking rad. Patterson's got a lot of shit going on. And then I did So I was jobless in New York. It was like 2020, or no, sorry, not 2020, 2012. It was 2012, and I was looking for a job. And I fucking for 8 months I was unemployed, and I was applying everywhere. And then my resume had like that I took Japanese for 3 years. So my first job, like my first actual real day job outside of like AmeriCorps was and then I used to work Dave & Buster's Times Square. That's a whole other thing.
What?
That's a whole other thing. I almost got married to 3 different Russian guys for green cards. But anyway, Okay, so I used to work David Buster's Times Square, and then I got my first job, corporate job at Toyota corporate, doing the front desk reception, and I was paid fucking $13.75, and then I do that from 8:30 to 5:30 every day, and then take my happy ass to UCB and take some for the diversity scholarship and take the classes. And then it started off as like, okay, I want to get like a high up marketing exec that does comedy on the side, like Phil Jackson, who he wrote on Key and Peele. He wrote that Grand Crew. He's written for a lot of stuff. He was like coming up when I was starting out. Like he was on house teams and stuff. He was like a black guy who really thrived in the UCB system. And then it started off as a hobby, and then it just got deeper and deeper. And then now I can't get out.
UCB.
Now I'm teaching at UCB. Look at God. Look at how evil God. I'm kidding. No, I know.
The devil couldn't reach me.
The devil couldn't reach me. God. But yeah, that's how life is. But yeah, so that's I've just been in New York since 2011, but doing UCB since 2012, and then
Here we are.
Here we are.
On the Broad City couch.
On the Broad City / girls couch.
Which leads us to a really important question. We have to know.
Girl, what girl are you?
Isn't everyone kind of all of them? I feel like I guess like there's Lena done a little bit, but I'm also like Soch. Like a little bit, I don't know. Like, what are the archetypes? Can you do?
You're giving shows for sure.
You're giving
derogatory. So what is like the archetype? Because I know like the Sex in the City is like Charlotte's like the prude.
You
Miranda's
can do Broad City too.
I know. Well, okay, but I want to know. I want you guys to define what each girl is. Like probably in like 2 or 3 words.
So Hannah, Substack, self-obsessed, girly pop. Marnie, type A, like wasp. Shoshana, anxious Jewish NYU girl boss.
Okay.
Jessa's dad never loved her, and
That's actually perfect.
So she's like half British.
Yeah, I'm like, girl, isn't it all of them?
You're like,
so
I'm every
half
woman.
British.
I'm a Shaka Khan, actually. My answer is Shaka Khan. Because I'm every woman. No, I feel like there's aspects of Hannah, like, and then there's aspects of Marnie being type A, and then there's aspects of like whatever. I think too, doesn't Soch lose her virginity on this show?
She does.
To that guy from Pitch Perfect.
Jesus Christ. Actually,
he doesn't take
I thought
virginity.
she lost it to Ray.
She loses it to Ray because Pitch Perfect guy's like, you're a bleeder.
Okay. Jesus
Bleeders
Christ.
get attached.
Because I lost my virginity at 23. Whoa. So like in the middle of all this,
But it is Shoshana.
That's horrible.
No, I said it's normal.
Oh, that's normal. I thought you said that's horrible. I'm like, God damn, roast me. I mean, listen, we've caught up. Like whatever. Like, I'm not
caught up.
Yeah, I'm like, listen.
You made it for lost
I thought you said I
time.
caught up. I said, what?
Both. I'm caught up. I caught up. I did it. But at 23, so that's when I really identified with Soch, because I feel like that was kind of a thing for a while.
That was huge for her.
Did you make virgin like a part of your personality?
No. I think like people didn't know. I mean, people, what's really fucked up and kind of racist was like I was at Toyota, like front desk, like working the front desk at Toyota, and like the corporate. So like, on the 49th floor of this really bougie building. And it was like Mother's Day weekend, or it was like, and someone's like, oh, so what are you going to do with your kids this weekend? And I was like a virgin. Like, and I'm like, kids? Like, and it's like, why do you think I have kids? And they're like, you don't have kids. It's like, that's racist. Like, they assume because like I'm black.
Like, I actually have an indie improv practice group.
Yeah, I know. Like, oh, my children, you mean affirmative action, my indie improv practice group that I fucking have to collect all the dues on. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no. So I didn't. It wasn't a part of my personality, but it was something. Yeah.
It is so funny.
I know. It was so crazy. But yeah, and then between Abby and Alana, my best friend, Michelle, I think when people see us on the outside, because Abby is like more demure, like more like whatever, and Alana is like really out there. So I feel like people think, well, first of all, when people like meet her and meet me, like they don't even know that we're best friends. Like they're like, how are you guys best friends? Like, what do you have in common or whatever? And like, I think from the outside, but then really like, I'd be like changing and like I leave the door open and Michelle's like looking in and I'm like, stop.
Aw.
So it's like she could be very Alana, or like she's like we're at a restaurant and then like a waiter's being nice to me and she's like, you should leave your number on the receipt. And then I'm like, no, and then she'll leave it for me. So it's like
Aw.
she's very Abby. She could be very Alana, and I could be very Abby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That
I'm
They
every
makes
do
woman.
sell
Chaka
press
Khan.
on nails on the corner of the street.
Well,
Which is the
that's
most
what
Alana
Alana-
thing I've ever heard.
And my mom does have, I mean, I don't know anymore, but when I was growing up, my mom did have a Chinatown guy connect. My mom has connects everywhere. No, I called my brother yesterday. My brother does hair. I called my brother yesterday. I'm like, yo, I think I'm going to go to Miami, like go home for like not the holidays. Like I'm going to go from the 30th to the 7th. And he's like, okay, well, let me know. I got a cheese guy. I'm like, what the fuck you mean? You got a cheese guy? He's like, oh no, I got this plate. They sell cheese plates and it's like Gouda and this and that. And then we pull up and all this stuff. I'm like, okay, we got a cheese guy. Like that's like my yeah. So it's like the episode where with Ilana and her mom go to Chinatown.
Knockoff, yeah.
Yeah, that one. That is my mom, because my mom used to go to Chinatown, buy a bunch of purses, and then sell it, because the purses are like $30 each
It is
in
beautiful.
Chinatown.
Yeah,
And
they
then
are. They're so
my mom
cheap.
has a hair salon, so she would sell them for $60 in her hair
That's
salon.
brilliant.
And yeah,
Wow.
and like the knockoffs are better now.
No, they are.
They're better now, because before it would be like Kendi or something like Fendi but with a K. Now they're like actually like they're getting it from the factory. You cannot tell.
Yeah.
Well, they walk into the store, they take a million photos of the products, and then they bring it back to like the seamstress. And
Yeah.
kind of waste her magic.
Well, I also like fully have you guys heard of DHgate?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so I'm up in DHgate,
You know
which is like
DHgate.
it's the knockup, like where it's like I think it's like directly from the factory. Like they say they make 20 Prada loafers and then they really made 100 and then they sell the other 80 on DHgate.
No, the quality is good.
The quality is fire.
Sometimes the
Oh,
products
yeah.
are better than
I
the
think so.
actual.
My stepmom
products are
got into
copying.
this during COVID.
Yeah, so I'm down there. So totally, I definitely have Alana vibes for sure.
You're kind of like half Abby, half Alana, and your mom is Bobby.
My mom is fully Bobby for sure. My
You're
mom
such
is
a good
fully Bobby. My mom is fully Bobby, but also in terms of like TV moms, she's definitely Lucille Bluth and the mom from Schitt's Creek.
Oh,
Right. Catherine
Mira.
Moira.
Moira.
She's all of them, yeah. She dresses like Moira for sure.
That's epic.
Black and white and always like
Jeweled
yeah,
up.
and Lucille for sure.
That's so
Absolutely,
funny.
yeah.
I
But
love
also
it.
Dominican.
I was like, you described the two whitest women I've ever heard.
No,
of.
but if you meet my mom, you'll get it. Yeah. You'll get it.
So we're gonna
Evan,
cut to our. Oh, you want to ask me?
What girl are you?
Oh yeah, I forgot. We had to do it too. This episode, I am so. I don't know. I'm either John Early or.
You wish.
No.
No, wait. What's the?
Elliot Glazer.
I feel like Elliot Glazer.
You are Elliot Glazer.
I would be freaking out about the Vera Wag. If she's not gonna wear it, it's like, then what was the point of all of this?
True.
This is how I personally feel.
Yeah.
What are you feeling for you? Girl, what girl are you?
I'm Abby when she's zooming in on a paper photo. Because I am addicted to my phone. The analog world is something I don't spend a lot of time in.
Right.
I am plugged into the Matrix.
Can I just say I'm glad the world went digital. I'm so glad we don't have to be out loud anymore.
Every night and every morning and every afternoon when I get to self-soothe on my iPhone.
Absolutely.
Best time of my life.
Best day ever.
I love
Yeah,
it.
it's something to think about. And we can do that over the break.
When we get back, we're getting into the broad and the butter. Do you love that? Okay, we gotta get into the episode. This is the dog wedding episode. They start off on the couch. They're addicted to their laptops. They forget they're in each other's presence because they're so tapped into the Matrix. They say, we've got to tap out. We've got to go to Prospect Park and live a little.
Literally. I do like the initial concept of that I'm going to Prospect Park and catcalling men.
Yeah.
It is
I mean,
beautiful to
I've
see it turned
catcalled
around.
men. It's fun.
I've
Do
never
you do
tried
that when you sell nails?
No, I don't do that when I'm selling nails, but in a car, I'd be like, damn, puppy. And they're like, they like it. They're fucked up. They're so fucked
Well,
up.
they never get compliments.
They never get compliments. And also, like, I mean, first of all, like, this is just Millie fucking 101. It's so
Really
crazy.
101.
I know. I'm like just telling you. Like, listen, we've caught up and caught up. You know what I'm saying? And now we've caught up and caught up. And you know, it's so crazy that women get branded as like emotional, because I feel like if one thing is off for a guy, he can't
Tears.
perform. Like, it's just like so whatever. Especially like, no, I'm in my 30s, whatever. So I gotta be like, I'm like, damn, you're so cute. Like, oh my God. Like, or like, we'll kiss. I'm like, damn, you're such a good kisser.
I'm
And
like,
they're like,
I'm
really?
blushing.
Yeah.
Like,
Evan needed these words. Of
I
affirmation.
know, but that's how you get them. Then they're like, well, okay. And then the sexiest thing that like a guy's ever said to me, I was like, well, first I was like, this was in Mexico. That's a whole other thing. So this guy, we were kissing, and this guy's like really hot, but like very dumb. And he's like, I was like, damn, you're a good kisser. And he's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. Like, and he's like, thank you for saying that. Like, you know, it's always been a deep insecurity of mine, because like when I was younger, like the first girl I kissed this girl, Jessica. And then the next day she told this girl, Abigail, who was my best friend. And Abigail comes up to me. We're in middle school. Abigail comes up to me and was like, yo, Jessica says you like kiss mad sloppy. Like, I'm going to teach you how to kiss right now. And she taught me how to kiss. So I'm like, thank you, Abigail. And I'm like, yeah, dude, sounds like Abigail just wanted to kiss you. And he's like, no. And the wheels are turning, and I'm seeing the wheels turning. And I'm like, no, yeah, like she wanted to kiss you. He's like, no, she was doing me a favor. And I'm like, no, Abigail probably had a crush on you. And he was like, and then later, like,
wait, you're blowing his mind.
I'm blowing his mind. So then later we're kissing, and I'm like, I'm like, I have a secret. And they're like, what? I'm like, or like, can I confess something? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, I think you're really cute. That always gets them. And then
can I write that down just one more time?
Yeah. And then he's like, oh, you know, thank you. Like I know I'm not the smartest, and I know I'm not the hottest guy, but I feel like I could hold my own. And I'm just thinking, like, hold your own on what, dude? What's going on? But like, just a guy who like knows that he's dumb is so sexy. Not a guy who like, because there are guys who are dumb but think that they're smart and smarter than a woman. That's gross. But a guy who's like, yeah, no, I'm kind of an idiot. Like, that's just
That
the
is
best.
Love it.
inherently hot.
It's really hot. So anyway, yeah, I don't know how we got there.
It's cool when they see the soccer players.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you're saying catcalling. They like that shit. Men like to be objectified a little. I'm sorry.
They do. Although I wish they would be having crushes on them back, but instead Abby just kind of does a pratfall.
Oh yeah. You don't think they got a stunt person for that?
No.
For the kicking they did, but when she falls into the bushes.
You think that
Or
was
the
her both
kicking
times?
was her, but then in the bushes, I think they got a stunt person.
I mean, I really don't think Abby Jacobson should be doing that into the woods,
No.
but
I wish I had something to weigh in on this. My only thought is that I believe in that woman so much, and anything she could set her mind to, I think she could accomplish.
she is a physical comedian, that girl. But I don't
yeah.
know if legally the team behind her wanted that to happen.
Yeah, no.
The way they have them all in the whatever.
Yeah.
I love when TV shows have to like put you in so much gear because of like insurance reasons.
Yeah, of course.
She was in a lot of gear.
Yeah, well,
so-
even in Girls, when it's like Hannah steals the bike and then suddenly she has an amazing, well-fitting helmet on, like when they're pedaling. I'm like, well, that was legal.
Well, also, they probably don't want to fucking... It'll fuck up a whole season if Hannah gets a brain injury
Exactly.
during shooting.
It's
sure.
like it's a money thing.
It's a money thing.
It all comes back.
I know. I actually would love. I've only been catcalled. I've never been.
Oh, what
catcaller.
what are they saying to you?
They're always say. Well, one time right outside of here, a guy was like, "Nice ass," and I go to look at him. He goes, "Don't look at me."
Okay. That's
I was like, well, what am I
so
supposed to do
crazy.
with this compliment?
That's really funny.
I feel like I always get like have a great night, beautiful, or where are you headed?
These are barely catcalls, by the way.
It's just guys on the block kind of being nice.
If you don't feel a little icky afterwards, it's like it's not a catcall.
Oh, I've gotten all kinds of crazy shit. One of them, okay, in this era, in the American Apparel era.
Oh my God, I read a memoir about American Apparel.
Please don't say that to anyone ever again. Like, don't be like, that's not how Gen Z relate. Like, we're not.
So now you read a book, bitch.
Yeah, I'm like, bitch, you don't know where Toronto is, but you read a fucking memoir about Dove Charney. God damn. Anyway, so the thing about being plus size before is that you had to wait for the trends. So like by the time American Apparel was almost on its way out or like halfway through, that's when they started getting like extended sizes, like extra large. So, and then the thing is, like, on a skinny white girl, it looks so fucking cool. But then when I would wear these American Apparel pants, like, I did look like an American gladiator. So there was these leggings, these royal blue leggings with white stars on them.
Okay.
And it was like so cool, so like indie sleeves. But when I wore them, I was like going to the gym.
You're like, I'm in glow.
Yeah, I look like a wrestler. But it was so I like went down. I was walking out my building, and I went down the stairs, and like I just blast. Like I definitely have permanent hearing damage because I blast my headphones because I don't want to hear anything when someone like I cannot engage with these guys at all. Like I don't want to hear it, the catcalling. But I just so happened to skip a song right when I passed this guy. And this guy's like, "You're a star, girl." I'm like, this is what I'm missing out on. And then when they like another thing that happens with catcalling is sometimes they'll call you like a celebrity that you kind of look like. Like, so this guy's like, "Hey, yo, Khalees. And I'm like, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Oh my God.
I know.
I'm learning so much about it's a dying art form, I really have to say.
Well, let's not re-encourage it. But yeah, I almost ruined a Christmas because because my dad and my brother catcalled a woman when we were all in there was like 10 of us in a van, and my dad and my brother were like, "We could help you with your," and I'm like, "You're doing this in front of your granddaughter, like what the fuck?" And it like kind of like ruined Christmas.
It derailed.
Yeah, derailed Christmas on the beach, by the way. So I'm in a bikini and like I'm yelling at my family, and I'm like, "Catcalling is wrong!" And then like none of the women, this is so crazy, like none of the women would really have my back in my family. They're like, "Yeah, I mean, I don't know," like no. And then finally my sister, like because my brother won't let it go, and he's like, "No, women like catcalling, women like catcalling, women like," and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And we're like getting into it, and none of my like I was just so frustrated because I'm like, no one in my family has my back. And finally my sister turned, she's like, "Listen, he's an asshole. That's why he's getting divorced. Like, Liz, like, stop talking to him. He's gonna just be a dick." Like as if my brother's not there. And I'm like, okay, yeah. Anyway, so back to the Matrix.
Oh,
So-
have y'all been to dog weddings before?
Right. I think they're kind of making fun of dog culture. I do want
You
to like.
have a dog.
I do.
Yeah.
Valentino.
I love Valentino.
Valentino.
That's an amazing name.
Yeah.
But we really do live in a, even since this episode came out,
Dog weddings are over.
the dog economy actually has exploded since then.
Mm.
The
Oh,
way dog
really?
hotel culture has actually like it's actually one of the largest growing industries post COVID. It's the
I will say
dog.
my parents in San Antonio have a dog named Oreo that they take to a dog hotel every
Right.
day called Barkery DeVille.
That's fun. I mean,
We're
it's
both like,
just like
yeah,
a
absolutely.
daycare thing. Honestly, I used to take Tino to, again, when the money was good,
When the
Millie's-
TV money was rolling
when the TV
in.
money was rolling, Millie was getting nails done, hairs done, and then Tino was in school. Tino was in doggy daycare, and they used to drop him off. And it was fucking dope because he was a puppy and he'd be like mad, whatever. I wish I could drop him off because then he's like sleeping for 2 days after.
That's
So it's like it
amazing.
chills him out because they play so much
Right.
and they come back so exhausted. It's fucking rad. And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God, I
I'm
wish
so
that
sad.
happened to me.
And now like I have to like actually walk to the park and whatever. And it can't be a day after it rained because the parks are like It's stressful, guys.
No,
it's
it
so hard
is.
being
Well,
poor.
this is actually why the dog economy has exploded because of grievances like this. And
Yeah.
also, I do think like inherently like dog expenditures were very gay coded. Like
Because that's what they used to do instead of
exactly.
get kids.
Instead of having kids, they'd have dogs. But post COVID, people are switching from babies to puppies.
Well,
Mm.
because the economy is so bad, millennial women are like, I'll have a dog instead of a daughter.
I'll have a dog instead of getting married and have a kid. And pick up after a guy who like hates me and like makes all these jokes about like how much he hates his wife, and then has a kid who shits himself all the time. I'll have a dog. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like hang out with my dog all day. Like fuck you. It's a thing in Spain. So when I went to Spain last year, they have like dog CPS, which is like if they hear a dog, like if you're neglecting your dog or not taking care of your dog, they'll take your dog away from you. Like you could get
Wow.
fucking reported. If you have to walk around with like a solution. Like not only do you get like they heavily enforce finding with dog picking up the dog poop, but like also dog piss. Like you have to walk around with like a water bottle full of this solution that like rinses the dog piss off the sidewalk and shit.
Whoa.
And then it's like a whole thing. And like I saw this thing in the news of like what do they say, dog, like in Spanish it's perrijos, but it's basically like dog daughter, like daughter, dog, fur baby. Yeah, I guess that's the closest translation is like your fur baby.
If anything is the closest translation to fur baby, I don't want to live on this earth. That is
I mean, I'd live in Spain.
Yeah, I this is a real market that I've seen explode. I mean, but I'm all here for it, absolutely.
Except that you don't want a dog.
I don't want a dog, and I do think dogs rob you of having hobbies, but
I feel like it's just like anything else where it's like
it's another thing.
I'm just like, when a girl is getting a dog, she's not going to open mics anymore. She's with her dog.
it's true. Because I have to think like, is this going to be better? Like, do I actually, it really made me think of like, do I actually want to do this? Like, or would I rather just stay home and smoke weed and hang out with my dog?
Yeah.
And like, it really, really has to be good for me to like not want to smoke weed. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to open mics anymore. And it's also, I used to, was it this year? 2023, I was seeing this Turkish doctor. And he was
everything you say, I'm like, we've got to unpack that.
We really don't. But it was so funny how he said stuff because like English wasn't his first language. But when we were on a date, he took me out to eat, and then we came back to my place, and then my dog was like excited and all this stuff, and he's like, I see the appeal. Like it is nice to have something greet you that's alive in your like a live thing.
Emphasize the word alive.
Yeah, like he's like it's
horrifying.
Well, it's like. It was more of like it's nice to have a living thing greet you when you come home,
right?
And like the way he phrased it, I'm like, yeah, like probably somebody with the
only thing a Turkish doctor's ever told me is I need my appendix out when I did it.
This guy was so hot, but so nerdy, and like we were like making out on my couch, and he's like, so what do you think of the lab leak theory about COVID? And I'm like, you don't know how to do this. Yeah, I'm like, you don't know how to do this. Like, just shut up.
It's the same guy from Miami.
Oh yeah. No.
When you kiss someone, like truly, it awakens something in their brain that was lying latent, and like it's amazing. It has to be. There's something just beautiful that you're really unlocking in these men.
Oh,
like,
can I tell you,
Princess and the Frog?
Can I tell you? One guy said my kisses were triggering.
What?
I can understand that. After what you've told us tonight, I'm sure there's a lot of emotion behind them.
Who's Richard Green?
No, triggering.
He said my kisses were a trigger.
Your microphones up.
Girl. You need to let go of the sock curls, bitch.
I have to go.
Yeah. He said my kisses were triggering. He said that
Richard Green.
Trigger warning.
Trigger warning.
And I was like, what? And he's like,
Wait, but my kisses, by the way, are Richard Green.
which one is that? Richard Gere, Richard Green? I could see Richard Gere. I could see your kisses being reminiscent of a young Richard Gere. For sure. Your kisses are getting hookers off the street.
We've lost the plot.
We've lost the plot, but...
Have you ever found yourself in a situation where, like, I mean, you have so many stories, so you're the only person that ever asked this question. Have you ever fallen in a hole?
Yeah. Yeah. I've fallen in. Yeah, I know. I fell in a in like front of in like Jesus Christ. I know, right? In Dominican Republic, like the houses, I don't know why there's like little. Actually, I probably think it's probably more advanced or something, but like they have these like, I guess it's comparable to a moat in front of like random house. It's like whatever you see these apartment buildings like kind of like a moat, like a little
moat
sidewalk
in front of houses.
Yeah, but it's like in the street in like the hood or whatever in DR. They have like these like it's like an indentation.
Yeah, like
between
the levee
like
or canal.
A little bit, but they're like kind of like a foot long, and it's in between the sidewalk and the street. And it's where like water runs, I guess, for drainage, honestly, because it could be really hilly. So all the water has to go down somewhere. So they like kind of put it, but it could be like full of gross water and all this shit. And like, it's like, sometimes it's really deep, like could be deep.
Did you fall into it?
I did. And, but I got a street burger. Like I got a street burger from a cart. And I held it like this. I was like 10 and I felt like this, but I saved the burger. The jokes were endless on that. Those fat jokes were endless, but I'm like, I gotta save the burger. And I know that there's a question of, is my life Broad City? And I had come prepared with
like,
that.
well,
or what's a Broad City plot?
By the way, I'm like, what is your Broad City moment? It seems like all of
them. I know. But I do have a Broad City moment.
Okay, let's ask it.
Like, should we go through the Broad and Brother?
Oh, yeah. If you want to finish the episode. So they have the gates. Okay, so they want to unplug. I can recap it. They want to unplug.
Take us there.
They want to unplug. They go to Prospect Park with no phone, which is crazy because Prospect Park is fucking nuts.
That's
to navigate.
Place I've ever.
It's the biggest part of the island.
Meandering lanes because they want to mimic what it feels like to walk through nature.
Yeah, in Central Park too. It's not grid.
Exactly.
So purposefully, it's not gridded. That's like the fact when
it's to make you feel. Because
I used to be tour guide.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, they want to make you feel lost. So it's just really hard to meet someone. So then after they catcall the soccer players, Abby falls into a ditch and Alana's like, fuck, I gotta go get help. But then she like, shenanigans happen. And then they're waiting for her with the dog thing. And then Abby's having her own journey in the hole, making friends with the remnants of the backpack, and then Elliot Glazer wants to fuck John Early, and Janine Garofalo's there, and
literally seen, bitch.
Huh?
You did it.
And then that's it. Like then Alana finds all of them, and they get Abby, and they finish the dog ceremony.
Like simple. I do when we talk about TV. Like I love an episode. Simple premise, heavy jokes. Like I just like it when it's like, okay, all's gonna happen this episode is Abby falls into a hole. She's gonna get high. She's gonna flirt with a fig, and then Alana's gonna go ahead and like jack off a tree and then find the dog wedding to rescue her friend. Like so simple. I like when an episode can be summarized like that, and then you get amazing jokes in there. You know what, the hugging a tree thing always been fun to think about. But you're going to raise it a bit and you're going to masturbate the tree.
To try to connect with nature. Yeah, that's so true.
You're right. Like they know how to heighten.
They know how to hide
it.
Well, that's UCB. That's what you learn in UCB. That's why people, get into the system. But you got to just take it
and then run.
And leave.
Run like college. Make that web series.
Literally. Okay, so we should cut to our second break now. And then when we get back, we will ask you your Broad City moment, I guess.
I guess.
And we're back. Millie, what is your Broad City moment?
Okay. So this is like, I would say 2015, right? 2015. So you guys are in kindergarten. And
I'll take it.
Like, yeah.
what you got? Okay, so
Spread that.
I'm
spread
on
that.
Tinder. It's like Tinder's hot. Maybe 2015, 2014, 2015. Tinder's hot. I matched with this guy, super hot. I had this phase where I just was only dating Asian men. And this guy was hot. He's like, we're like in Williamsburg. He's like, oh, I'm in Williamsburg. Like, I'm having a party. Do you want to come to my party tonight? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, you can bring your friends. And I'm like, hey guys, you guys want to go to this guy's party? And they're like, yeah. So we go to this guy's party from Tinder, and just chaos ensues. It's this one random guy's like birthday party, and there's like this big like balloon arch or something in the thing. And the guy, I guess like the guy that invited me, he wasn't really like, maybe he thought I looked different in person, or he was being a little weird. Like he wasn't really like being warm and receptive or something to me. But my friends, my friends who were, both of them actually were still virgins. I went with 3 friends.
Are you from Virgin Squad?
I know. Well, I went to like a mostly women's liberal arts college with like 500 people. That's a whole other thing.
They were too feminist to fuck.
I would just say there wasn't enough guys. Like it wasn't like college
all
dating.
women's college.
It was worse. I think in all women's college you get guys from off campus to like, oh, that's the all women's college. Our college was 75% women. So like it was like people were fighting for the scraps.
Well, and by the way, 12% of your whole student body, when it's 75% women, are gay men, right?
Are gay,
There's
exactly.
Only 12% straight men.
Exactly. So and then like, yeah. So and they're having their pick of the girl. You know, it's disgusting.
That's
so,
every college now, by the way, though.
Yeah, because
women are, like so outnumbering men.
Because men have viewed education as feminine. It's a whole thing, but yeah. So my 2 like friends that are like virgin or whatever, they like end up making out with this guy's friends, and like one of them gets like fingered or something like out on the roof. Like so this party, it's like it's like on the 2nd floor, but the 2nd floor has a window that's above a garage, like a car like garage where they repair cars. So we're just hanging out on this roof, whatever. This guy's being weird. I like spill a whole drink of like jungle juice or something, so it's like all red and sticky in this thing. The guy who invited me, like I go into it, like I try to I catch him doing coke, and I just was like coke. At the time I was like so scared by it. And then okay, so then like the guy, whatever, so we leave. And then the guy was being rude, so me and my friend are like, fuck this guy. So we steal the balloon arch. And we take it to the street, and we start we take it. Like we just take the balloon arch and we're walking, and then we run into this group of like 10 queer and trans women. And then we just start stomping on the balloon arch. We're like, fuck this guy, fuck his stupid ass party. I think we get kicked out actually of the party. We get kicked out of the party, and we take the balloon arch and we stomp on it outside. And then it was like really funny, and we're all laughing so hard and like just stomping on this thing like right outside of his window, so he could probably see that we did it. And then later I was like, why did that guy ever call me? Like, what's his fucking problem? And then so I
like, what's that sound outside?
And then he's like, he sees like the entire balloon arch is like in front of his fucking apartment. My friend ended up hooking up with one of the guys, and like it was like whatever. So I told my friends, I was like, hey, I'm going to go on this Broad City rewatch thing. Is there any Broad City thing? I'm thinking about telling this story. And they're like, well, you could also tell the story about how we all made out with a guy. We went to this party and we all made out with different guys at the same time, like at this party. And it was on St. Patrick's Day. So it was a St. Patrick's Day miracle.
Wait, this is a beautiful tale of female friendship.
I know. And
you guys
like
all lost your virginity on St. Patrick's Day. That's
well,
beautiful.
St. Patrick's Day, I did end up losing my virginity St. Patrick's Day weekend, yeah. But like not that year, like 2 years before.
I'm like, I already know your story.
St. Patrick's Day 2013. I lost my period. I lost my virginity. To an Asian guy, to a Chinese guy who like grew up in Queens. Jesus Christ. I like social scene. And guess what? That guy, That's such a saga. That's such a saga. But like he's like fully blocked me, but then every 2 years he'll like add like match with me on Tinder, and then immediately block me again. Like I think
He
and I'm
wants
like
to check in and
he
then
wants
check
to
out.
check in, but I'm like, let's go to lunch. Like we got a lot to talk about, and then he like gets scared. St. Patrick's Day, yeah. I didn't know I was gonna lose my virginity when I did too. It's like I'm such an idiot. Whatever. I really thought we were gonna just like hang out and watch TV, but like my laptop didn't even work, so I don't know what we were
You're
gonna
like,
do.
well, I guess. And
We were like, we're just gonna make out and cuddle. I was an idiet.
That's beautiful.
I love
On St.
it.
Patrick's Day weekend, girl.
Yeah, but he's Chinese, I'm Dominican. Like it's not religious for us, guys.
Well, we have one last question for you. Like 8 of them.
girl, get
your
your
Glock.
Glock.
It's rapid fire time.
Okay.
We're gonna ask you a series of rapid fire questions. Don't think twice. By Mike Birbiglia. Are you a schoolgirl or are you getting schooled, girl?
I'm a schoolgirl.
How are you?
Bad.
Reduce, reuse, recycle, or Rihanna?
Reduce, reuse, recycle. Fuck billionaires.
Who would you rather go down on you? Michael Bublé or Janet Jackson?
My friend used to tour with Michael Bublé. He's a bitch. Janet Jackson.
Ooh, period. Do you think you look good in themed clothing?
Yes.
You
I
want
like what
married
is
to Blue
themed.
Light?
What's sorry, that's not
Well,
rapid
I'm
fire.
sure you were wearing themed clothing when you lost your virginity to St. Patrick's.
Purple or green? Purple.
Purple or green. Girl,
Girl, come
open the
on.
schools, open the book. You are getting schooled. What is going on? Purple, where did that even come from? Ireland
thinking of
needs to
Mardi
fuck
Gras.
you up. Are you Irish? What's going on? You are?
I'm 23andMe. I don't know.
Oh my god.
You're 23andMe. You took 23andMe. You should know.
I don't know my dad. Okay.
Oh.
But did they still tell you?
Yeah,
Whatever.
they still tell me I'm Irish.
Wait, you are Irish? You are Irish? Are you said?
I was thinking of Mardi Gras. I was thinking of the baby and the king
No
cake.
more. I'm
But
gonna
that's
ask the
not
rest of the
St.
questions.
Patty's Day. That's Louisiana. That's a whole other culture.
That's Mardi Gras, girl.
Do you want to marry the blue light?
It's a ridiculous question to ask. Guys.
No. Oh, okay, I get it from the no. I don't
Want a fook?
always.
Would you Tinder the fuck out of all those beefcakes?
Yes, clearly.
Is pain in the brain?
No.
What's the #1 killer of Chihuahuas?
Cold pause, that's what it was?
Yeah.
Who do you trust more for an ankle injury, vet or dentist?
Vet.
And finally, can in-laws hook up?
Yes. That's like the premise of a Diane Keaton movie.
Right.
It is?
I don't know.
No, I'm sure
just
it is.
kidding, yeah.
Wait, thank you so much for being on the pod.
Thank
girl.
you for
This was so
finally having
fun.
me. Thank you for letting me roast you. Thank you for letting me take up most of the space. I'm like here. You guys are like all up on each other. Yeah. Thank you guys.
This is so fun.
this
Where can the
was so
people find
fun.
you?
You can find me hosting Go Touch Grass. New episodes every Wednesday. Please listen and subscribe. Millie _Tamarez is my handle on Instagram and TikTok. While it's still here. I'm on Blue Sky and Twitter and all these other apps too. But yeah, please just support and hang out and
Literally.
subscribe and whatever. There's a
Love
lot
it.
going on here.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. You can find us on Patreon
Yes,
as well
girl.
as please and rate and review the podcast. Use the word Broad City in your review for SEO purposes. We would live, laugh, love you for that. And see you next week. Bye.
Bye.